on stage.
You good, you good. Hello, everyone. Hello. How you guys doing? As you can see by the title, we are meant to talk about the Miami Heat, but like we don't have to talk about the Miami Heat. Like, not if we don't want to, for real. But they did just lose to Boston in five games. Yeah, 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm gonna ask you, since you up here with me, what do you do if you're the Miami Heat? Well, what's the next course of action for you? I have a feeling, but I'm curious.
I'm about to say you know what I'm gonna say. Blow that bitch up, man. Nah, let me stop. Not blow it up completely. But I am trading Jimmy Butler. After seeing what this team looked like without him in the playoffs, they took a game from the Celtics. Obviously, you're better with Jimmy. That's your best player. But Jimmy is 34. It's not like Jimmy's 28, 29. Jimmy's 34. His timeline on age does not match up with anybody else in your core in terms of people that are in their prime or people you're developing or you want to have that next step. It just doesn't match up. I'm trading Jimmy. I'm getting assets. I'm getting more role players. I'm getting depth. I'm getting whatever I can. It's just, I think that Jimmy era is up.
So when you say trading Jimmy, like, are you still trying to compete?
I think you try to do. I feel like you pull a 2020 OKC. You try to rebuild and compete at the same time. Compete as much as you can while retooling. Okay, and while retooling, I mean, again, how good is Bam? Because I think when Jimmy's not there, this is kind of like a D-Mitch not on the Cavs situation. If Jimmy's not there, Bam has to step up. Tyler Hero has to step up. Hami has to step up. So these guys get better because of that. So how much better can they be? Honest, like people might not think they are this level of player. Obviously, I don't think Bam is number one, but shit, you pull a pop and you let him develop those skills while you actually go find somebody to be that number one, you'll pay off in the long run. Tyler Hero seen as a scorer, but with Jimmy not there and the ball in his hands, he got to pass more. This playoffs, Tyler Hero's been playmaking a lot more than I gave him credit for being able to do. So that's the level of his game to being unlocked. Hami, even though he's an older rookie, he's still just a rookie. So he's still finding stuff out. He was put in situations that a lot of rookies don't get put in. He got put in a situation I feel like rookie Tatum got put in, where like you're on a competitive team your rookie year and you're playing valuable high minutes out the gate. So that, and we see what that does for Tatum, what that did for Tatum. I feel like that'll do the same thing for him. Hell, look at what it did for D. Mitch back when he was in Utah as a rookie playing competitive playoff games out the gate. I feel like that changed the course of what kind of player he could be.
Okay. I can see the vision. I'm gonna bring a couple people up and they're gonna share their vision of Miami. I have no vision. I'm just a host.
Just leave him. Just leave him be.
Well, they be making the impossible happen as constructors. I mean, why not? Damn, who outside?
It's Joe.
It's Joe. It's exclusive.
Mars never has an opinion too, though.
Damn. Okay. My fault, Joe.
Joe got backed up for no reason.
No.
No, you good. I knew it was exclusive excellence. His avatar just gave me outside.
I was gonna say I like Bam's offensive game, but especially in this series, he doesn't really create advantages when he's scoring. Like they were legit just living with him going 1-on-1 with KP and Horford, and like Miami needs to get open threes, and he just doesn't create them as much when he's like he creates them with like dribble handles and stuff. But if he's like he doesn't have that much scoring gravity, I think that's his problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if Jimmy is gone, hypothetically, what do you think you can get back that keeps Miami in the running that they believe they are in?
Would you be trading Jimmy or would he just be leaving?
Trading.
I'm gonna say yeah.
He has a player option. He has a player option.
He's on the contract, I believe. Yeah, but that's a $50 million. I believe Jimmy Butler gonna be taking that money personally, but I don't know Jimmy's mindset. I believe he's gonna be taking that money.
I mean, if they can magically get Trey from Atlanta, I think that would put them in that situation.
How old is Jimmy Butler? 33?
34, right? 34?
Yeah, 34. I don't think Atlanta would do that.
Yeah.
But I don't see why. I think that would be dumb if Atlanta did that. But if they could, that would be the only way that I think they could stay in the running. Because I think that Bam could cover up for Trey's mistakes because he's so elite as a pick and roll defender.
What do you think about blowing it up? I don't know.
I mean, obviously, I'm not about to say Trey Hami and Tyler Hero.
Not the young guys. I mean, like Bam and like.
I'm not trading Bam yet. Like Bam's, but what is he just now entering his prime? If that,
Bam is
Yeah.
Bam is what 25, 26? He
I'm gonna
came in
say-
what
Bam's 26.
2018? Bam was in 2017 draft.
I thought Bam was like
2018 draft?
28.
2017 draft, I
Damn,
think.
man.
Bam is 26.
Yes, 2070 draft. Bam was in that
Yeah, Bam
draft.
is
Yep.
Bam is
That
26.
In
might-
JT, Mark Hale that draft.
Hey, bro, there's a way in your settings you can turn down your mic's volume. Please go ahead and do that.
I had to.
It's
cut that
really
volume in
annoying.
half. Yeah, I had to cut that in half. That was loud as hell. Welcome to the show, though. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
But no, he's
Um,
26. I don't think you trade him. I personally don't think you give up on him this early in terms of how good he is. I think the only guy that's in my mind that's on the trade block is Jimmy. How many years does Terry Rozier got left? Maybe you can slide off Rozier. I mean, that was a cool little experiment, but I don't see a
He ain't
long
even.
term.
Yeah, he ain't even playing the playoffs.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
couldn't get
next,
anything,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I don't see a long term stay for him. So I mean, get Jimmy and Rozier out of there. See what you can get. I think you could. I'm trying to think of a team that has a ton of young assets that want to try to take that next step. They need a guy like Jimmy. Who
Houston.
could you? I mean, you got your Houstons. You got your
The fall
I mean-
should be OKC, right?
Houston would have been great in
every.
2019.
I feel like every time there's a forward on the
take
block,
one year of
it'd be
Jimmy, why
OKC.
not?
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah, I don't mind it.
OKC.
I don't
But
mind it.
OKC obviously is one of the places I would say. Oh, wait, hold on, Brandon. That's a dumb take. Heroes, the one in Miami that can't try to trade, not Butler. I guess, nigga. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't see.
Oh,
I don't see
ignore Brandon. He just be saying stuff. Just ignore him. He's
Tomo,
Okay.
what about Lakers?
Obama, you can't pay
Wait,
attention to this.
no one's taking Butler for 50 mil at 34. What did they take Chris Paul for? What?
no
Oh,
team,
yeah.
no,
Come
no
on,
team,
come on,
no
you
team
can't
is
hit
taking
this to the chat. It's
taking
terrible.
1 year of Jimmy Butler. Like, what?
There's a team that wants to compete to take that next step, especially a team that I'm trying to think of playoff teams that are relatively young now. So I'm thinking of, I wouldn't say the Magic because they got 2 forwards that are stars, so that wouldn't make sense. But OKC would be one of those teams. Who else is a young team in the playoffs right now?
Oh, it is not 1 year.
Ooh.
He has a player
Oh,
option in
for-
2026. Who lied to me?
Oh, you got Jimmy for a bit.
Yeah, someone
yeah.
lied to you. I thought it was a player
Um,
option for next season. Okay, so that's not true.
as a
He's
Spurs
tied
fan-
down. Okay, that's
I'm a
interesting.
Spurs fan, and Jimmy would be cool over here, but like that's not what we really need to pair with Wemby. But our GM wants to try and like win, like and be a playoff team next year,
Okay, if Jimmy
just because of how good Wemby is.
if Jimmy's staying, would you? Donovan Mitchell's. I mean, they might go after Donovan Mitchell. No, do they have cap space for that?
I doubt it.
I don't think they ever have cap space for that. That's a max contract, a super max contract at the moment. Well, a max deal.
You'd probably have to pack up Tyler Hero, but
Yeah, you gotta get some of those guys out of there. Probably Tyler and Terry.
I mean, I would get rid of Tyler and Terry for Donovan if I was Miami.
I'll keep Jimmy. Why not, man? I mean, hey, I'll take him in Houston. Dylan Brooks, Aaron Holiday.
Would
Jay
Jimmy
Sean
work in
Tatum.
New York?
Someone said that in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played for Tibbs
Yeah,
twice.
yeah, actually, yeah.
In
Yeah,
Minnesota.
he a Tibbs player. He gonna play defense. He
Fred
gonna
ain't
hustle.
sending his player to New York Knicks team, dog.
Nah,
So it would be Randall and some picks or another player.
Jalen.
If I'm the Knicks, I would do that. If I'm the Knicks,
Mhm.
I'm willing to trade Julius Randle for Jimmy Butler. To be honest,
Is that going to solve any
Pat
problems in
Riley is
Miami?
not doing that. He will
But
die, but
Eric
he will not
Spoelstra,
do
Julius
that.
Randle is not an Eric Spoelstra player.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. I don't know anybody who's like an Eric Spoelstra player that'd be on the trade
think-
block.
I
Dylan
think-
Brooks.
I don't think he
that
could turn into a
I think he's
Spoelstra
too
player.
loud. I don't remember any players for the Miami Heat being like super outspoken other than like LeBron when he said they were going to win a bunch.
Rodell's saying the next one, Devin Booker.
Like their superstars are usually
Is-
the ones who are
is-
outspoken in
yeah.
Miami.
Dylan Brooks is super. Dylan Brooks averaged 18 one time, you know.
He said Dylan Brooks.
Oh, okay.
He's on the-
Dylan Brooks
Okay,
averaged
that makes
18
more
at one
sense
time.
why
What we
you
talking
look
about?
at him
Yeah.
crazy.
Jimmy averages
That
20.
makes-
He a superstar. Dylan Brooks 18. Man, see, that's flirting versus harassment right there.
Someone in the chat said Toronto, and I'm not mad at that.
They'll send Jimmy to Canada.
Who would they get back?
Who would they get back?
no, they won't get him.
I don't know. I mean, in that
I mean,
situation, I think you're.
Bruce
Do they
Brown.
have
Emmanuel
picks?
Quigley?
I say, do they have picks to give back?
They
I don't know.
traded their picks to get Jakob Pertl.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Scotty Barnes, yeah, Scotty Barnes is untouchable.
You're not getting Scotty, yeah.
RJ Barrett. Ooh.
Did they get any first for Siakam when they traded him?
Yeah.
Nah, because
Well,
Siakam's on an expiring. I don't think.
Who could they trade? Who could they trade with the Phoenix for? Because is Phoenix going to be blowing it up? After losing
KD
that?
for Jimmy Butler.
I mean,
Even Jimmy Butler is wild.
I mean, there's no way that the Suns are
Jimmy
staying
Butler in a
together this offseason.
No, the Suns are 100% staying together this offseason. What?
Yeah, I think Matt Ishbia said they keeping the same team.
Yeah, and James,
Everybody, I mean, going into the season, everyone said, hey, man, with how this team is built, I mean, we're not expecting them to just win out the gate. They got to do some more building. So by next year is really when the timeline starts. Like, everybody, it's like everyone forgot going into the season. Everyone knew that this team was not really ready to compete because they weren't complete roster-wise.
Yeah, I think it's just
Ben
the way
Simmons
they
for
went.
Jimmy Butler?
The one they went out though.
Oh my god.
Sending Jimmy to Brooklyn?
I mean, I could see.
I got that from the super chat. Shout out to Drinkman Water. He said the Nets need to compete, so send Jimmy there. He's not wrong. The Nets do need to compete, so they might be willing to give up. Like, maybe Mikal.
Who is foolish?
Yeah, that's what I was
Probably
going to
Ben
say. The only
Simmons.
thing that would be
Simmons,
okay would be
though.
McCall. What? Bam teach
Ben's
Ben Simmons
contract
how
is
to be a
almost
second
up.
Bam.
I don't think that's a good deal. It would be what? Ben Simmons and who? Because you got to trade multiple people. So Ben Simmons
McCall.
and what? Dennis Schroeder? Like what?
Cam
McHale?
Johnson. Cam Johnson.
Ben and Cam Johnson?
Because McHale, I'm assuming if you're trying to get Jimmy, you're trying to keep Cam Thomas, McHale.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Ideally, you re-sign Claxton, and then you have Jimmy. That's your 4 core. And then you got Dennis Smith. You try bring back or whatever. Dennis Schroeder's. I don't know if he's expiring or whatever. You got him. And then
This sound
everyone else
like
is
a 10th seed team, dog. This is 10th
Yeah,
seed
but
team.
but
On a-
Brooklyn are trying to do anything they can to not be the 13th seed.
Yeah.
If they can get in the play-in and luckily win because Jimmy Butler activates playoff Jimmy, they'll take it. Because then the lottery pick will then be the 16th pick. They'll take it. They'll take it.
Well, somebody in the chat was putting some people from Dallas. Is there any like trade you could see there? Because the only thing that I could think of the only person I think Dallas could trade would be they would have to give up Kyrie.
Oh no.
And I don't think they're
going
gonna
to have
do that.
your roster. Yeah,
Unless it's Tim Hardaway Jr. and
Yeah, he said like him, Maxi Kleber, and a couple other
hey,
guys.
Tim Hardaway
Josh
Jr.
Green
for his dad's
and
team.
Nah, that's not gonna work.
If
I
you're
see
not-
somebody throwing Utah out there. Listen, don't sleep on Utah, man. Utah,
They sending Jimmy to Utah.
send Jimmy to Utah. In return, you get who?
Lowry.
Lord.
I don't
But
think
I guess it would be Utah. They get Jimmy for Lowry and then flip Jimmy elsewhere. I'm assuming that's what it would be.
that would have if you're trading Lowry in that situation. Yeah, that would have to be it. Because other than that, you'll
Then
be
you're just
gutting
wasting
your team.
time. Yeah,
You're gutting your team to pair Jimmy with Lowry marketing.
Maybe New Orleans. Maybe I don't know.
I was thinking Jimmy, Brandon Ingram. I was thinking like, how does that?
That is a
I was
good
thinking. I was
That's a
thinking that,
good
but
one.
like the Valanciunas, I don't know where he fits in the Warriors, so I'm assuming he's going. But then
I would say I wouldn't even if you
man,
wouldn't
if
say
I'm
Ingram,
if I'm New Orleans, man,
I think Jimmy would fit there. No,
We need point clacks. That's what we need if we New Orleans. We need point
point
clacks.
clacks is disgusting.
Jimmy in
Here we
New
go,
Orleans
dude.
is sound good. Jimmy in New Orleans sound contender.
Who's?
Yeah, but they have too many wings. Like, what do you do if you got Jimmy, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, and Zion? What do you do?
Reinvent the wheel, buddy. Playing new brand of basketball. That's what you're doing. You're changing the game for real.
Jimmy to the Wolves. I was thinking back to
Jimmy
Minnesota.
back to the Wolves. Well, who are they giving up to get him back to the
Big
Wolves?
Purr.
It would be Cat, right?
Giving up Cat
It
for
would be Cat.
Jimmy? It would have to be Cat. I mean,
Who
I'm
will
out of
even
that
have
whole
a draft pick?
You won't be trading a draft pick. I'm not saying it'll be Cat, and you probably throwing like Deshaun Nix.
Cat's contract is big
Dacian
enough,
Nix,
though.
Houston
Right?
legend. Yeah.
Cat, Dacian Nix, and Leonard Miller, and that's the trade.
Oh, you got Leonard Miller.
You get like,
You can make Leonard Miller a good player. I
I'm
promise
telling
you.
you, if I'm Miami, I'm
Leonard
trying
Miller
to
shouldn't
get
even have
Leonard
been
Miller.
Leonard Miller should have been a first round pick. You
He
give
really
Miami Leonard Miller,
Hey man, that's the guy.
maybe that might be the biggest piece of the trade. But I don't think the Wolves are trading Cat, and I wouldn't blame him because I think Cat's a good player. Right, contrary to popular belief, I think he's a good player. But I'm under the assumption that they're just gonna run it back with Jimmy and fill out Jimmy, Bam, and everything else is around the edges. Jaime will probably still be there.
He better.
Everything else and Spur. Everything else.
Yeah, I think this is the year they actually go for like a star though. Like the other years, they were like reluctant
How
to
are they?
trade.
So I mean, so now you got to get rid of.
It's gonna be Tyler
Rozier.
Hero. Jaime
Tyler Hero,
Hackers in the
yeah.
pick. Every
Yeah, they
year.
might, but they might
That's
do
what
it
feels
like because the Jimmy era is coming to a close. He's 34. They might just think, yo, let's just go for it all now. Maybe
Jimmy
I
Butler
don't
will
know.
be 35 at the start of next season.
Yeah, they might
Unless
just
you
say,
think
let's
they're-
just go for it all.
But I don't think giving up Tyler Hero and Jaime Jaquez to try to bring in a Donovan Mitchell to salvage whatever you have for the Jimmy Butler era is worth it, seeing how the Jimmy Butler era is going to be another 2 years after this year. At most, with him at his peak, I don't know, man.
It just depends.
I don't. I think you think if I'm the Heat at the end of the day, especially seeing how they handled the LeBron leaving, Chris Bosh health issues, D Wade's fall off from grace, how they handled that. I think you look forward 24/7. You always look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is you might want to hold on to these younger good players because these younger good players will turn into valuable great pieces for the next era. I don't think you trade. I mean, y'all can have whatever feelings you have about Tyler Hero. I don't think you trade Tyler Hero. I'm sorry. Unless it's something that makes super sense, which Donovan Mitchell, I'm sorry. Donovan Mitchell does not make super sense to trade and just give up on my future, do something now. Yeah, so it's not worth it.
I know you're saying you wouldn't. Sorry, I know you're saying you wouldn't trade Tyler Hero, but I know we're all of the belief that Miami's offense is kind of the problem in the postseason. They struggle. They need Jimmy, all of that. But what if they just commit all defense, Tyler Hero, and whatever else to Orlando with Jonathan Isaac?
Hey.
I was with you. I was with you in the first half. And the reason I'm saying you got to make it worth it to trade Tyler Hero is you got to get somebody with defense. I don't think trading Tyler Hero for another offensive player. Okay. I hear you.
And then Orlando needs shot creation on the perimeter. Tyler Hero. We take Jonathan Isaac.
This will
Maybe if
bring
we
back
don't want to
some
lose all of
lit.
Tyler Hero scoring, give us Cole
So
Anthony.
nasty.
Give us Cole Anthony. But mainly Jonathan Isaac. You telling me Orlando wouldn't consider it?
I do think Orlando considers it. I don't know why Miami would do that. That is horrible.
But the thing,
Jimmy, Bam,
We're going
Jonathan
back to
Isaac
late
as a front court
90s.
defensively.
You mean as a front court defensively for 10 minutes? So now I have to decide
because
what
we
10 minutes.
gonna have him on the Miami Heat training program of health. He gonna be healthy. We gonna make him healthy.
Isn't wait.
Oh, you're not. There's not
Isn't
enough people in the world.
Healthy knees, Damo. Healthy knees.
I can. But the thing about Miami, like even this series, their defense wasn't really the problem. Like Spo can make, like even like younger defenders or like weaker defenders like defend well, like in the system. Like Boston was not like Miami's gonna cook because they can't score. That's the problem. So I think like going for offensive guard like would
What
benefit.
offensive guards exist? Like unless like what offensive guards exist? Like let's be honest. We look through the NBA. Jalen Brunson isn't going to be available. Dame isn't going to be available.
No.
Donovan Mitchell, maybe. Orlando doesn't have an offensive guard.
Yeah.
In Tyrese Halliburton, unavailable. Tyrese Maxey, unavailable. Levine?
Zach Levine?
Zach
I'm
Levine.
banking
Oh my
on Donovan
God.
Mitchell. That's the
Mark,
one.
Zach Levine will be available.
They can go get the system.
I'm not.
DeMar DeRozan.
I'm not. Okay. Be quiet. I'm not giving up Jimmy Butler for Zach Levine.
No,
It would
that
have to
would
be
be
Tyler
terrible.
Hero, right?
I'm about to say you giving up Tyler Hero for Zach Levine?
Yeah, no, I'm not trading Jimmy.
How long is Zach Levine getting paid for? Is it not a while?
I mean, it don't matter if he's getting paid for a year or 3 years. That is such a lateral
Look, that
move.
Duncan Robinson
That's what I'm
contract
saying. Like
is very asinine
that's
too.
kind of my point. These offensive guards, Zach Levine,
It's a bad move. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm like, I'm not trading Tyler Hero for this stuff. That's why I'm like, there's no point in trading Tyler Hero because there's not that many defensive guards.
Trading Jimmy unless you're restarting, in my opinion. Otherwise, that's going to be a lateral move too. You're just going to be mids.
I personally feel like if you trade Jimmy, it's going to be for abundance of people. The only time I've heard like a 1-1 trade is when it's come from a guy that makes sense, like a cat, I forgot who was the other guy where it was like, all right, 1-1 Jimmy for him, but it's not.
It was Brandon.
I think
Brandon Ingram. It hasn't been 1-1 trades.
Would you do Jimmy for Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, Robert Williams?
If it could be Matisse Thybulle, Jeremy Grant, Robert Williams, and maybe a pick,
yeah.
I would entertain that. I would entertain that. Yes, I would entertain that. If I'm the Heat,
I'm not thinking twice. I'm doing that trade. Like, this is really good trade.
Do you think that
I made it up on the spot? I don't even know if it makes money sense, but hey, I think.
Don't you think the Heat will still take into consideration what Jimmy Butler wants? Because I doubt Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Portland will flip Jimmy. They're still trying to lose. Portland will flip Jimmy.
Yeah, Portland would.
That's not a guarantee when you propose. No,
yeah,
I mean, like,
there's no reason for Portland to keep Jimmy.
That Portland flips him to is not a guarantee. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. They might not show him love. They might send him to Canada. They might, but
unless they pull Drew Holiday. I mean,
they sent Drew Holiday somewhere else. But you gotta remember, teams that aren't trying to compete aren't going to be in the Jimmy Butler sweepstakes. So even if Portland's get him, it's not going to be Detroit calling up, what do you want for Jimmy Butler? It's not going to be them. It's going to be Dallas. It's going to be the Wolves, maybe the Rockets, the Lakers. It's going to be teams that are trying to compete. They're not. So just off that alone, he's not going to be sent to somewhere terrible.
Bad. Yeah, it might not be his first choice, but it'll be somewhere he's like, all right, I'm not mad. It's better than fucking Portland.
Well, wait. Did y'all say what teams would work with him if they got him?
I don't think we
we just spoke about like what teams could feasibly get him, but
okay.
In a lot of places, but how can they get
But
him?
if we are being for real, this is chatting conversation. The moment Jimmy heard he is in trade talk, that man is retiring. That man might retire immediately if he hears he's in trade talk.
That's not true.
I think Jimmy wants to win. Jimmy wants to win badly.
Yeah, I think he wants to win too.
Yeah.
What the hell were you
But he ain't good. But he ain't wanna pass like Blunt.
Mars, what if they can get Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso for Jimmy?
Yeah, you do that in a heartbeat.
Now, hold on.
Yeah, you do that.
Alex Caruso.
I didn't think about that, but I was like, wait, throw Alex Caruso? That seems like an even trade. They need to be starting Kobe White anyways now. Like,
you know what? Give me Patrick Williams too. We need all three.
Yeah, throw the ball in here. Throw the ball in there. Let's go.
Yeah, we need Patrick Williams. We believe in the Kawhi Leonard potential. We believe in it. We gonna.
Matter of fact. If I'm the Heat, I'm throwing a Hayward Highsmith. Man, give me Dallin Terry on top of that, man.
Okay. Okay.
Butler and DeMar DeRozan, man, those middies.
The Bulls are gonna suck, but I mean, Jimmy's already been there. He could teach Kobe White some stuff, so that way he could be a winner. He could see playoff Kobe White.
Nigga said the Bulls don't want Jimmy back. Nigga, you work for the Bulls? How do you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If we talking about incompetent franchises, Lord knows.
Oh my god,
they should have been tanked. I don't know what Chicago's doing.
Yeah, exactly. They might still think they have a chance. Jimmy and DeRozan, let's go. Like
that might be. Hey, Zach don't want to be here. Jimmy wants to be here. That's what we need. We need guys that want to be a Bull.
Delusional conference bottom feeders, man.
Jimmy DeRozan.
And the thing is, they might
and we get Lonzo back.
I was gonna say, and Lonzo's back next year.
And Lonzo,
Jimmy DeRozan, Vucevic.
That's a chip.
We making noise.
Kobe White took the next step finally. Hey man, this is what we needed. Like, all right, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm low key convincing myself of that line. Lonzo,
crazy.
Kobe White, Jimmy, DeRozan, Vucevic.
Come on, man. That's a playing team.
No, but like
on that team, I'm not gonna lie.
You like really dismiss Zach LaVine because it is a really lateral move. But I was like, what could like Chicago throw in? Because I know Chicago's trying to dish their players out, and they're losing DeMar, so they're probably going to look to move Zach LaVine even further.
As a diehard Chicago fan, we don't want Jimmy. You didn't want to let go of Derrick Rose, but guess what? He got packed up. You probably wanted to be in the playoffs, but you wasn't. As a diehard Chicago fan, do you get what you want? I don't think so. So.
That organization
Chicago fan, you shouldn't want to look for a win down situation anyways. Like you should want to restart with your start, with your youth and just see what happens.
I agree with. That's why I think
Yeah.
that Chicago is probably not going to trade for Jimmy Butler. They're probably going to try to go younger.
Yeah.
What
Like,
what would
cheaper
what would
contract.
you
Well,
guys
what
pick?
younger
You guys trying to
feasibly get?
rationalize Chicago's decision making is where you guys are going wrong.
I'm not.
They-
The
they-
more-
they-
the more- the more
when
thing we're
Lonzo
trying to-
Ball was
the-
healthy,
the
the
more
more-
we're
the
trying to
more
rationalize
realistic
Brooklyn,
thing
though.
is
Brooklyn is
Chicago
the same way,
won't
but
make
they're now
trades.
starting to
So
get
they
it.
probably just won't trade anything because Chicago haven't made a trade since Vucevic. That's the bigger deal.
Hold
They just
on.
don't trade it.
Now, someone said the Grizzlies, and it just hit me. If Memphis picked the phone up to Miami and said, "Hey, look, man, we got Brandon Clark, we got Marcus Smart," and I'm trying to think of another decently sized contract.
That you could just like throw away.
You know, Gigi Jackson's in that trade, right?
Gigi or Vince gotta go. Gigi or Vince gotta go.
I pack up Vince before I pack up Gigi.
Yeah, I know you
Okay.
packing up Vince. I'm
packing
packing
up Vince.
Gigi Jackson is in that trade.
I think they would give up Vince
Nah,
before they give up Gigi.
Desmond Bain.
Also,
better.
that Memphis
Desmond Bain and
offense
Gigi.
without
Desmond
Brendan
Bain,
Clark
Gigi.
ain't looking
Desmond
good.
traded Gigi for Jimmy Butler.
No.
We need my guy Desmond. We need the 6'2" wingspan. We need
No,
him.
Desmond.
Listen.
They don't.
What you do?
I want Desmond too.
No. What you do is you in this situation. If I'm the Grizzlies, I'm gutting my team before I start touching my core. So again, I'm going Brandon Clark, Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard. He got to take his player option. Luke Kennard. That's what 13 mil. I think Marcus Smart is getting. He's somewhere in the teens. Is he not?
Yeah, he's like 13 or 14, I think.
13, 14 mil. That's another 13, 14 mil. Luke Kennard is another 14 mil. So that puts me around the 30-ish range.
Marcus Smart will be making 20 million next season.
Oh yeah, that's the money has started making sense. And then at that point,
okay.
then we start throwing in young assets that aren't Gigi Jackson. So
Oh,
I'm talking Vince, Zaire Williams, and whatever.
Zaire Williams a young asset in 2024?
Technically, he's still on his rookie deal. So technically,
Asset?
He's on a
Hey,
super duper.
I need
at
you
that
to
point,
check on
that's
the
5
picks.
players. Hey, and as many picks as I can humanly throw. So a first and 17 seconds, or whatever it has to be. But I'm throwing all that at Miami, being hey, who's giving you something better than this?
They make so many weird name rookie deals. They got the super duper rookie deal for Ben. He's like 28, 27. Like they just got these weird rookie deals going on. So you could get Zion for something.
Speaking of picks, what about the Thunder?
Yeah, we already said that.
Nah, but
The Thunder-
they bore
what the
it.
Thunder
They
giving
bore
up?
it. Any player becomes available, it's on.
Yeah, it's the Thunder,
Give up
yeah.
their 19
Oh,
first round.
maybe for Giddey. For Giddey,
I mean,
is the
they're
pick.
like the team that can at any point just can pull a trigger, pull a
They have
crazy.
so many options.
What you do Lou Dort and Giddy plus picks for
Ludor Giddey pick.
Jimmy? Yeah,
Probably
No,
not. Dort.
why would Miami take that?
for a whole lot of picks. Yeah,
What's a whole?
We gotta remember
remember
these
Whole
OKC
lot
picks
of
aren't
picks.
exactly lottery picks. Like it's gonna be a bunch of
They're
OKC's
just
own
first
picks,
round.
but they're gonna be one of the best teams.
Yeah, I'm
in
about
the
to say.
Oh, no,
You're saying a lot of picks.
2028,
They're not-
2029 picks. Those picks could be good though.
I mean,
OKC
But
are
they
like 25 and under. They still gonna be good.
but they can also package those picks to do other moves. Like at least it gives them flexibility to make more moves for your team.
Because I do think they are just missing like
And
a
Josh
quality
Giddey,
back.
point guard of the future for the Heat.
Josh Giddey been solid in the playoffs.
I'm not gonna lie. He's good. He's actually good. I get it.
Yeah, Josh Giddey's a good player. I just don't think he fits in OKC, but he's a good player.
Yeah.
A team would try and get. He's what 21 or 22.
Shout out to the
he
Slob
doesn't
Wizard.
even win.
Yeah, we got Giddey, Hame, Tyler Hero.
His 1916. So like like he probably is what it is. So
Look, oh no, I was gonna say something correct. I was gonna say he has really good touch, but that could be perceived in many different ways. That's crazy.
maybe it's
took it
true
there.
more than one way. Maybe it's
No,
you
I
took
did
it
take
there,
it there.
buddy.
Yeah, my bad.
But super chat, Culture Sonda said the Heat should low-key trade for KD. I don't think Phoenix are making trades. I don't think Phoenix are making trades.
Yeah, they
at
said they want to maximize KD.
all. Yeah, I don't think Phoenix are making any trades.
I don't think they should maximize KD. But
Jay Takashi said, he meant to say Dama, but he said Dama. Mars, they need a star, Donovan Mitchell. Who else on the Heat roster would you rebuild around Bam, Mitchell, Ame Hackers, and Terry?
they need
I
a
just don't-
guard though. Yeah, they do need a guard.
Wait, but hold on. Are we not?
They're too small. You need like 6'5" players for the Heat. These 6'2".
I know.
Is Bam not like a top 20 player ish in the league? Is he not really good at basketball? Am I tripping?
I think he's
That's
really
what
good.
I'm
at
thinking.
basketball.
I think he's really,
good at
really good. I think
Yeah.
he is, and Shaq would hate me, phenomenal
Yeah,
at
Well, 'cause-
basketball.
yeah.
Phenomenal. What
His
is-
defense is
phenomenal.
top 3, like minimum in the league. Like, well, top 4. The only people I could see above him is Vic, Rudy, and AD, who are all like projected to be top 10 defenders of all time at the end of their career.
Is Rudy
So, like,
better
him
than
not-
Bam?
If you don't think he is, then at the end of the day, Bambi in top 4 is still accurate. No need for the conversation.
No.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm not talking about defense, I'm talking about overall. Because like I'm
Nah, I
curious.
think he's talking about defense.
No, not even close.
talking about
Because
overall.
Bam's actually a pretty good playmaker for a big man. Like we don't see a lot of big men. Like I don't think it gets talked about. Like as a big man playmaker, Bam is really, really solid. Like he makes a lot of the right reads. He has passing sense that other bigs don't have. Like and he has really good skill.
Can I ask? Because I seen somebody in the chat say, "So okay, so who would the 2 be? Would it not be Hami?
Hami jump?
A Hami jump? Like you give Hami the reins for at least for a year or two till you figure out who's a star to bring into Miami? In a situation where you give up, so you give up on Jimmy, and we're assuming you don't trade him for a star, so you do trade him for the Timberwolves, well, not the Timberwolves cat situation, but like I said, Memphis traded you a bunch of role players in picks. So in this situation, you're getting a bunch of role players. You got a bunch of more role players that fit on this Heat team that can fill in some gaps, but you still need that number 2 for this next season or two. Would that not be Hami? Unless you want to say Tyler Hero. It's either Tyler Hero or Hami. But that's their big 3.
Wait, in terms of number 2, because when I use number 2, number 1, I usually only talk about when I use a term, I'm talking about offense for the most part. That's when I use the term. So is Bam the number 1 option on the offense, or is it not Hero still?
It's either Hero or Bam, whichever one you want to go with.
Okay.
You got options. If you're the Heat, you got options. This is essentially what this is. This is the Cavaliers coming off of Donovan Mitchell. So now these young guys that you do have that's been playing behind this star player, they got to develop. They have to do something. So now you take your pick. Whichever way you want to go. Obviously, this isn't the end-all be-all goal. You're still trying to find that guy to come here. But into the meantime, I mean, somebody got to score that bitch. So it's either Bam or Tyler Hero. And like I said earlier, when it comes to Tyler Hero and Bam without Jimmy, when Jimmy's not there, they start doing the other things that they've always needed to do. Bam gets a lot more aggressive and a lot more selective with his shots, and he becomes a lot more dynamic offensively. Tyler Hero becomes a better playmaker, and maybe it's the smallest sample size is the playoffs, but I feel like that can stretch into a season, and that'll just be who he is. So either Tyler Hero will become a better scorer, or he'll be a more dynamic scorer of already what he is, or he'll pick up that playmaking role, and that'll be the new thing added to his offense. I said Hami as a second option. Someone said, "Oh my God, Hami is your lead guy." It's crazy. I didn't know a second option on your team was a lead guy. That's crazy. But I think Hami, especially with Jimmy not there, he filled it. And this is just from the games I did see from the Heat. He filled in a lot of those scoring selections and some of those scoring roles that Jimmy had. A lot of those places Jimmy would have to score where it would be him attacking the basket and get a little cheeky little hook shot, get him a cool little jumper, whatever it was. That's what Hami was doing. It's like Hami is picked up on Jimmy's game. I don't know if people realize it or not. From what I've seen in terms of offense, not everything, but some of the ways he scores the ball, I mean, he looks like he's been watching Jimmy. I'm not saying Hami's going to average 20, 25 points, but I think Hami
you can tell he worked out what to do, though.
I think Hami can give you a good 15, 18 if you're giving him starter minutes. If that's crazy, hey, that's crazy.
I guess the concern with Jaime is how much improvement do you project for a 23-year-old? I get that. Like that's probably the biggest question mark that people are going to have. Is part of the reason why he was a lower draft pick, even though at UCLA he was probably one of the best players in college. Just he's 23. How much improvement do you see from a player who is that age going into year 2? When he's only a year younger than Tyler Hero, who feels like he's been in the league for 17 years.
I think with Jaime, though, I think it's just going to be him of just figuring it out, finding more. Like, he's just going to get smarter. I think that's just the most you can expect from him. He's going to get smarter with how he scores, how he defends and stuff. And he's going to be a solid piece. I just don't see him as, like, what Jimmy's going to completely do, but you could find someone else to help him with that.
I feel like for this team in particular, because a more by committee offense, from what I've seen, for him to really be like a really, really like top tier team and compete, you need that like play initiator. You need that point guard. You need that guy to run the offense. I
Exactly.
like Hero from the most part, but I don't think he's that guy. So I think they would need, if they get a legit point guard who can run the offense, then I'll be
Mhm.
more comfortable with this Heat team running by committee, Hero getting his shots in certain spots. Same with Jaime and Bam, because all three of them, although they can get their time in certain circumstances, they're not people that I can rely upon consistently to create their own shot at different spots around the court. So that's what I would need from the Heat to get a legit point guard.
Yeah. But it's also no knock on Jaime. Jaime, I think that he picked him up because of his age too, like him being 23. College players that tend to be there for longer, they end up going to like teams that need more IQ, and it kind of stubs their growth a bit because they don't really get the free range of doing what they want because they gotta play in the system and stuff like that. But Jaime could definitely come out as a pretty solid player.
Yeah,
And
that's
let's
why
have
that's why the
Also,
Lakers took J Hood because
Same as
oh,
the Warriors
please don't,
picking up.
please don't get me started about fucking J Hood. Another thing, let's not act like development literally is impossible because of age, or just because you're a certain age doesn't mean you can't develop. I understand Jaime's an
For sure.
older rookie, or he's 23. Doesn't mean he can't get better at basketball.
Facts.
So even though he's 23, I still think he can get better at basketball. I think it's very possible there are levels to his game he can unlock and he can become better. So I'm not worried about his age at all. And someone got on their knees and said, I always get behind these mid guys who are under 22. I think they're going to be great. Hey, joke's on you, dumbass. He's 23. You don't even know your fucking math. There you go.
Oh, you just got cooked.
Well,
Also, like
his
we have same conversation about Dame too in 2013 that how much he can bet better than his rookie season because he spent 4 years in the college. Well, he did get better than his rookie season, to put it lightly.
But then you also got Chris Duarte.
That's true.
Domo, you were thinking Jaime would be like the number one like bucket getter on the team. I'm assuming when you were saying that, like as him as like
No. I didn't say league guy. I thought Bam would be the league guy. In my opinion, Bam. In my head, I'm thinking Bam would be the league guy offensively. But if it's not Bam, then either Jaime or Tyler Hero, one or the other.
Okay, I'm just concerned about that because like Jaime looks really good, but for like a playoff debut, scoring 13 points a game on -6% real true shooting is just a little rough. Like he was just really inefficient on not high volume, and that's just rough to see as like a debut, like the first chance we get. But if
you got to see
you
the
think they'll
Celtics
have like a
first
better
round as a rookie,
playmaker to
that's
like
kinda-
help set him up more, or like what do you think will like help with that leap, or do you think it's just gonna be he needs time?
Just development, just literally development and getting comfortable being in that role. I mean, you spent your whole rookie year being in a rookie situation, playing on a competitive team, playing behind Jimmy Butler, and now when you finally get your shot, you're called up into the playoffs against the number one seed,
the Boston
historical
Celtics.
Boston Celtics. I mean, it's not the
crazy.
craziest thing. Like it's for me, I would say, look at Jason Tatum his rookie year, and imagine if Gordon didn't get hurt day one. So if Jason Tatum had the planned out rookie year he had playing behind Gordon Hayward, playing in that system, and then the playoffs come around, and now he's just thrown into the starting lineup and has to be a starting small forward against
2018 Braun.
Yeah, play against the number one seed that year. I don't know if Tatum would have just been able to boom on Braun and just turn it on like that. Tatum had the whole season to be ready for that role. Jaime just wasn't. He wasn't prepared to be in that role off rip, and it was just a bad series. Hey, everyone has a bad series. I'm not worried about that. It was his first one. I get it. It might not have been the desired result, but I've seen enough positive things to make me be like, all right, I'm comfortable moving forward, seeing what he's providing now on top of these other guys. Pause.
The same thing with Paolo, though. Paolo's doing pretty well for his first series. He's doing pretty okay.
Oh no, but that's different though. Paolo's just a dog. But I've been saying that. But, certain guys,
Paolo's a good basketball player. That's true.
Certain guys, they just don't believe in him. But Paolo's just a dog.
Paolo attacking on the inside against Mobley and Allen has been really impressive. I don't know if that's bad on Mobley and Allen's interior defense and strength, but Paolo still being able to bully them against the Twin Towers is really impressive.
He's strong. Oh my god.
He's like freakishly strong.
Do y'all think Franz and Paulo are going to be the duo of the future, or will one of them have to get traded at some point?
I think it's going to be the same thing as the Celtics. For the first 2-3 years of success, duo of the future. The fourth time these niggas don't get it done. All right, we're
Break
stacking.
it up.
Somebody gotta go, and that's when the conversation.
You gonna be one of those people?
I will not put
Oh,
it
no,
past
no.
them
Oh,
that
well,
in future
You gonna be packing Franz
Orlando
up? You gonna be
meets
packing Franz
Celtics
up?
and pick them up.
Now it depends. If niggas get to selling religiously, listen, I give you. If I don't like you, if I feel indifferent about you, I'll give you maybe one playoff series where you fuck up before I start judging. If I like you, I'll give you two because I gave Russ two. I'll give you two. So with them, because I fuck with them, I'll give them 2 years. This year don't count. This year was the first year. This was the, this is not your big brother's magic. This is the new era magic. This year don't count. They can sell this next elimination game, and I won't have anything real haterous to say. Next year the clock starts. So they sell next year. Whoever go in the playoffs and puts up a stinker, all right, nigga, that's strike
Even
one.
though they're that young, though?
I don't give a fuck. You do if you go out next year as the second seed. God damn, who might? You go as the second seed. You go say they're the second seed next year, and the seventh seed is the Bulls led by Zach LaVine, and France puts up stinkers against Zach LaVine and they lose. All right, nigga, that's strike one. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you no grace.
That's fair.
You got two strikes. And I'm giving you that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum treatment. Hey, you got 2 twos. What we gonna do? When we gonna get a one? That's how it starts.
I just gotta realize that he's at 1, and I think they're gonna be all right.
So what if next year one of them doesn't hoop, the other one does, and then the year after the other one does hoop and the other one doesn't? So like next year Franz doesn't hoop but Paolo does, and then the next year Franz hoops but Paolo doesn't. Is that 2 strikes or is that 1 strike each?
No, that's strike one each. That's 1 strike.
Yeah.
And year 3, the third year, hey man, somebody better not sell because whoever sells this year, you're on the block, buddy.
Hey,
If y'all both sell, then y'all are the new Celtics.
But we know
we
who's
really
most
got
likely to
2
sell.
tools
We
out
know
here.
who's most likely to
That
sell.
sounds like the Celtic situation.
I am
like
still
the year
wondering though
before,
why
Hayden
Franz
was
Wagner
selling.
suck from 3 this year.
He tired, man. He tired. He played the whole season. Then he went and played FIBA. Like he tired, man. He ain't have his legs the whole year. That's all it is.
That's a lame-ass excuse, man.
Man. You said you want to know why. I gave you the best explanation as to why. Either you accept it or you don't. I don't know what to tell you.
My man Austin Reeves also
You
do
want the
that.
other explanation to be he forgot how to shoot? Like I'm sorry. Like I gave you the best explanation anyone could give you. He's tired. No legs. You're welcome. Yeah. Domin, what's worse, homeless people or Darvin Ham?
Wow.
Ooh, it's a hard one.
Both are same
Because
situation.
I will say, because Darvin Ham still can be fired, homeless people.
Well, hold on, Dumbo. But if you gave the coaching job to a homeless person, they'd probably just let LeBron run the show, and that'd be a whole lot better.
And then they wouldn't be homeless anymore. So they'd be off the streets.
Yeah.
Will it be better?
They're getting
But
paid.
wouldn't they just do the same thing as Darvin Ham?
You know what's funny?
Yeah, I don't think
Buckets.
anything's changing if LeBron's running
Nah,
the show.
they give the clipboard to LeBron.
Yeah,
You
but
know
I'm
what's
saying,
funny?
like,
You know what's funny? I respect
And
y'all
Steph
for
Curry.
making this a conversation that it's not, because that nigga didn't ask that to say if a homeless person is coaching the Lakers, who's better. That's not what that question was. I knew what that question was. That was a let's keep it a buck question. But yeah, in that situation, yeah, obviously homeless man is way better than Darvin Scam.
Yeah.
Valid.
Well, Dumbo,
Yeah,
you know what I really
wait
hate
for
about
2
Darvin
years
Ham's
and we are
second-
seeing the secret base D-Lo and Darvin Ham beef video. That thing is in making on secret base.
Dumbo, I really hate Darvin Ham being suck it so bad as a coach because AD balled the fuck out this year. Like the entire series. And nobody's talking about it because they lost so bad. Because like everybody.
I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather have Mike D'Antoni on the Lakers bench, man. I'd rather have Stan Van Gundy. I'd rather have a whole bunch of people than Darvin Ham.
Nigga, I'd rather have
I
you
will
out
bring
there than
Larry
Darvin Ham.
Brown from college for
I'd
good
rather
measure
have
too.
I'd rather have a basketball genius as my coach compared to Darvin Ham.
Yeah,
Duh.
D'Antoni's a good
Like-
coach.
D'Antoni's one of the smartest basketball minds ever.
Didn't he used to coach the
The
Lakers?
JJ
at
Redick
some
the
point?
job.
He did use the coach.
Was it during the Nick
The-
Young years?
It was the 20.
Wasn't it?
13?
It was the end of the. It was around a time where Kobe.
It
went
was
down.
2030-2040 season, to be exact.
Yeah,
It was Steve
and
Nash
when he was
Kobe.
putting Pau Gasol in the corner.
They
to
fired
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah,
Brown and
exactly.
hired D'Antoni in middle of the season.
Yep.
We ignore that. We ignore that. But like,
I mean, that team could have been good if Dwight Howard's back wasn't destroyed. And Steve
And you know what's crazy? Even though Dwight Howard's back was destroyed, go look what he was doing that season. He still had a really good year.
Yeah.
He had people don't talk about
Thing
that
is,
because
they could not figure out how to use Pau and Dwight together in as a front court. They for whole season could not figure that, and their offense stunk because of that.
offense stunk because Steve Nash was ass. He don't get enough hate for why we were fucking bad. Dwight Howard was an All-NBA player that year. Like Dwight was not the problem.
They both
Steve
were
Nash-
good, but
Steve
you
Nash,
remember that
yeah.
they have to bench Pau Gasol for some reason.
Steve Nash pulling his back in the airport, grabbing his luggage, is why we were so fucking ass that year. That nigga was
In beginning of season, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, but you know,
Like-
Steve Nash was old, man. He was old.
He was
Yeah,
super
he was
old.
ass. He was old and ass. That's
It
what
should have
he
been
was.
Chris Paul. It should have
Like
been Chris
he
Paul.
went from
Accurate.
all-star caliber to get ready to learn China, buddy. Like, dear God.
Wasn't he
Yeah,
like
it was bad. It was
36, 37?
Oh,
old
I
as
don't know how
shit.
old
Yeah.
he was. It was old as hell. Old as
Old
hell.
as hell.
It was bad. It was bad. Man.
Yeah,
I had hope in that team too.
It's like
It was supposed to be Chris
like
Paul, though.
the
It
same
was
way we
supposed
like
to-
we
Yes,
ignore
Steve
the
Nash.
MJ Wizards years, we ignore the Nash Lakers years.
Steve Nash was 38, 39 in LA.
Yeah, they ain't happen. They ain't happen.
that's
Ignore 'em.
that's
I
not
didn't
Steve
even
Nash.
know.
That's like
I
counting
didn't even know
97
it
when he
was
was.
two. My fault. Go ahead.
Oh, that's like counting the first 2 years he was in the league in Phoenix.
It's just- you ignore first stint Phoenix and Lakers stint. Just ignore them. Cut them out.
Yeah, they just didn't have.
Take those 4 years of Nash career. They don't count. They didn't happen.
I didn't even know he spent 2 years.
Thing
over
is,
there.
Nash for
Well,
first
he only
few
played
week
15.
in Laker was
think the first-
decent.
I think the
He only
first
played
Like
15
year
games
in
on the Lakers.
2013, beginning of season, Nash was decent, halfway. Then he suddenly aged all of a sudden.
Hey man.
Yeah, he fucked up his back.
Father time undefeated. I don't know what to tell you. Father time undefeated. Tyler T said he's supplying today. Domo, this heat pack about to get sparked up.
Oh, buddy, listen. I already got the heat right here in this jar. Trust me. The heat pack is already about to be put in there. The moment we go to playback, the smoke will be in the air. Trust me.
Are the Heat?
We
even
will
the
be
best
going to
team
playback in
Florida?
7 minutes.
Are they the
Yeah.
best team in Florida right now?
Who? Orlando? Yeah,
Miami? You saying Orlando's better than Miami right now?
absolutely. Yes.
That's crazy.
I'm
talking
This
about
ain't supposed to be a
obviously
trick
healthy, right?
question.
playoff Jimmy once he comes back.
Even
man.
healthy. I mean, it's the reason one of these teams was an actual playoff team, the other was a play-in team. Like, yes, the Magic they're the best Florida basketball team.
Okay, legit question then, Domo. If the Heat with Jimmy Butler healthy was playing the Magic, who's winning the series?
The Magic.
That's crazy.
Play the
I don't know if you
music.
believe
Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Come on, man.
Hey,
Come on, man.
You don't believe in Jaime Jaquez, man?
I do believe in Jaime Jaquez. I don't believe in Nightwing.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy
No.
Butler, by the way. Sorry, Jimmy
Like-
Butler. Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler.
Oh,
Jimmy Butler.
Like-
oh, I get it. I get it.
I don't
best-
know what
the best
kind of
orphan basketball player in the
satanic
NBA,
deed
man.
Jimmy Butler did for that Bucks series, dog. How was he averaging 36 points per game? Like,
Because Jimmy Butler's really good at
how
Boston.
that happened?
I
No.
mean, if I give you the reason, you're gonna say it's a lame excuse. So I guess we just gotta say it was divine intervention. I don't know.
Because he's smart as hell.
This is some cursed
one-on-one
energy,
coverage
dog.
for
How he
every
was
single
shooting
possession he had the ball.
39% from three all of a sudden?
Okay, I got a question. How many of y'all do
Turns
you
up in
think
the
can
playoffs.
how many people in the NBA do y'all think could stop somebody one on one, like in today's league? Like
A good player 1-on-1 or like
yeah, like somebody Jimmy Butler's caliber. Like how many people-
consistently.
Playoff.
I don't
Yeah,
think
Jimmy
anyone
Butler
can
is
stop
Jimmy Butler.
any NBA player 1-on-1 consistently.
Yeah, so like when
Jaden
James getting
McDaniel,
one-on-one,
maybe?
when Jimmy's getting
Jaden McDaniels, if you
one-on-one
don't have
coverage.
anyone playing the
Isaac-
gap and you have no help defense, Jaden McDaniels isn't staying in front of people 1-on-1 consistently. He can stay in front of you
I think
occasionally.
Jonathan Isaac is
Consistently,
fire.
it's not happening.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, Jimmy's gonna cook in one-on-one coverage, especially when Jay Rue's getting screened and Brooke is playing drop and Jimmy's
It's a
just
lame
shooting.
excuse. It's a lame excuse.
You know, I forget everybody hates context.
It's a lame
I'm not
excuse.
gonna
It's a lame
lie.
excuse.
Herb Jones be putting clamps on people. I ain't gonna lie. Herb Jones like that.
Yeah, and
I'll
then, but also the Pelican, like even when you see someone stop someone 1-on-1, just pay attention to where the help defenders are, even if they're not helping. Just pay attention to where they are and how they clog up driving lanes and how someone is ready to play the gaps. That is contributing to why players aren't able to
Yes,
drive,
though, man.
why he's able to
A
keep someone in
lot
front of
of
them.
negative
It's all
defender
one-on-one,
can play
you're gonna
that
get
role
torched.
too.
One-on-one, you're gonna get torched. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm about to
Like
say
a
there,
lot of
there is.
time, like the role you were describing, Dirk Nowitzki used to play that role a lot back in the.
Offense.
There's no what you call it, in terms of defenders in the NBA. Realistically, there is nobody that can just 100% stay in front and stop a guy at this level of basketball every time. Now, more times than not, yes. Majority of the time, sure. A lot of times, sure. But every single time, there is nobody. That is genuinely impossible with how good these basketball players are.
What they
Yes.
trying to say with Terrence Mann and Luka though? They trying to say
Luka
Terrence
does
Mann
it.
is a Luka stopper or something.
Yeah, because I mean,
That's
we're not
because Luka's
gonna act
playing
like
bad
basketball
and
discourse
narrative.
is intelligent. We're not gonna act like it's intelligent. I mean, that's not what we're about to do.
You can watch the game and see.
I'll call
not
Kyrie the James
true.
Harden stopper if we doing all that. No,
Yeah.
He's nasty.
Hey, I mean, James Harden doing James Harden things.
Hey, I'm calling Sengun the Wemby stopper.
Yeah.
Now you talk out. That one's accurate, man. 45? Yeah. Draymond Water said the Nets need to compete, so send Jimmy there. But then someone
No, they
responded
don't.
to
They
that,
need to start over.
and he said
They need to
that's
start
not
over.
true. The Nets reporter said they're focused on rebuilding. They don't care about the Rockets swap because they have the Suns' future picks.
Bro, have you seen the? Have you seen the
I
coaches
hope
that they
that's
brought
true.
in?
Tank,
Have you seen
please.
the coaches that they brought in are like all youth development coaches?
Really?
Yes, they got
You guys trying to be the Pistons?
Ooh, I hope not.
Ew.
Cooper Flag? Cooper Flag to Houston?
Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag to Houston?
Thing is,
Wait, I have a
in
question
next
after
few
this.
years,
After you guys are done.
in next 2-3 years, please, for love of God, if you are middle of the pack team or S team, tank as shamelessly as you can. But
See, why are you trying to get teams to tank? That's a bad NBA product. We don't want teams to tank. We want good basketball.
I don't care. Tank for AJ and Besta. Tank for Cooper Flag. AJ and Besta and Cooper Flag.
He's trying to have teams win 10
prospect,
games.
or-
That's bad basketball, man.
Trust the
We need
process. Man. You
teams
gotta
trying to
trust the
compete.
process.
If we have every
shamelessly as you
team
can,
that's
like,
not
next
good
2
tank,
years,
if every team that isn't good tanks, we're gonna have like 5 60 win teams and then 5 10 win teams. That's just a bad league.
Yeah, do you think the Pacers should tank?
The Pacers?
Not them.
What would they?
But if you don't have a shot at a championship, why? Oh, let's get the 6th seed, guys.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, again, this isn't AAU. This is the NBA. This is a business. It is good for business when you are a playoff team. It is good for business when you have an all-star or a box office guy or a guy to sell tickets. Which Reese is that guy? It is good for them in the business of basketball for them to be at the very least competitive. I understand that it might not be a championship team, but every team's not trying to win a championship. Case in point, what a lot of these teams' decisions making. A lot of these teams don't make championship decisions. They make business decisions.
Which is why the mid teams shouldn't tank. I agree with you.
Agreed. Yep, I agree too.
But if you're saying if you're a
I'm
mid or a trash
referring
team,
team
just
like
tank.
Chicago. I'm referring team like what the hell the team name was?
Kobe White was balling. If they
Sacramento,
were
maybe?
tanking, we would have never seen Kobe White.
Why would the
balling.
Kings tank? The Kings have been trashed for 200 years. Now they should tank again? Like, no. Why would they do that? But we have to get ready to go to playback. So real quick,
next 2 draft are like really, really good draft, like 2025 and 20.
Yeah, we got to get the playback. So let's get
Thank
these
you.
last.
Did you guys hear Matt Ishbia said 27 teams in the NBA jealous of their team? He's capping. Well, Houston isn't one of them, I can promise that. And then would you do Hero Robinson, Caleb Martin, and a pick for Kevin Durant?
I don't think Phoenix does that.
Neither do I. But we are going to playback. So join us over there. We can watch stuff. We can talk about whatever we want. Playback's great. Merry Christmas. Leave a comment. All of those things. Bye.